This is Mrs. Wilkoskis. It is in the library. It is January 4th, 2018. And this video is on producing formatted documents within Noodletools, which has changed in the last 8 months. So this is going to be assuming that you are doing your project in Noodletools and putting your annotations in here. You can still use some of the features without the annotations, but we're gonna play around with some of the features that make this worth it. So I'm going to go into this sophomore research project. We're going to go into our sources. So this is after I have, we're going to pretend that we're making our annotated bib. So in most cases, like in the history project, the annotated bib had to be on 3 different books. But that's not always true, but this is going to hold true for what we're talking about. So after you put in your citation, you come in here and you can edit your annotation. I've put in this pretend Latin sentence paragraph just as a space holder so you can see what we're doing. But this is where you would add your annotations. I would highly encourage you to put your annotations in a Google Doc and cut and paste them over. But then watch what happens. So I want to come here. I'm doing this in MLA, but you could change this over to Chicago. It's going to do the same thing in Chicago. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to go to my formatting options. Okay, look at all the options that I have. Okay, can you give me just a second? Yeah. So we're going to do annotated bibliography because that's what's needed for both sophomore and junior research papers. So let me grab it and it's going to put it right up here. I want to go ahead and put my name in there so I can click through here and I put my name in there. Okay. You would put your name in there and it will put it in a page number behind it because that's what MLA does. MLA actually has you start the annotation directly after the source reference. Most teachers find that annoying is the best word I can come up with at short notice. Okay, so you can, but true MLA formatting has you start directly after the source reference. So you could click on there, okay, or you can go to start them on the next line. Let me get out of this and go back in. You'll see it in a second. Leave first. Oh wait, I've got it right now. Annotations leave on current. Leave current settings on. Annotation start on a new line. I can choose I want citations and annotations, and I want citations and annotations for this. This is really nice for this option because I think it's nice to keep my permalink or my URL in my notes so that I can know exactly how to get back to the document, but I don't necessarily need it in my works cited list. So I can omit URLs from the exported works cited list. And when I've picked all my settings, I hit close. I can export it into Google Docs. I can export it as a Word document. Obviously, you can export it as a couple other things too, but we're going to click here, going to open it up, and there's my Google Doc, my Word doc. I'm going to hit enable editing, and whoopsie, I'm glad this happened. It didn't start it started it on the very next line, and right after the citation. Remember, I wanted it on the next line, so I must have grabbed the wrong one. So let me close out of this. I'm going to change my settings. Okay, I've got annotation follow citation on same line, and I want add a line space and paragraph indents. I'm going to hit close, and we're going to do it again. So you can see how absolutely easy this whole thing is. Whoops. There it is. Gave you space. That's what most teachers want. But that's not true MLA. But so many people request that it's a feature of Noodletools. So there it is, formatted exactly the way you want, or the teacher wants, which is an MLA. And I think that makes it infinitely easier than you trying to figure out how to manage the margins with formatting in Word and or Google Docs. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.